Hi, it's going to be a short-ish video today, I think. Oh, I don't know. Once I get to talking. I'm Jeffrey, and I am in love with myself, and I enjoy myself, and I work as an emotional resilience strategist. I help people to have emotional resiliency in this day and age. And let me tell you, I never want for clients. But people often ask me, like, how did you get here? I studied Zen for 25 years. I still consider myself a student of Zen, still studying, but it's been 25 years. And I impart some of that wisdom to the people I work with. And so I wanted to share a couple stories from my monastery time with you. Is that okay, Camera B? Is that okay, Camera B? Is that okay, Camera C? Great. As long as we're all assembled. Ma'am, sir, them. I went to the monastery for the first time to stay for a very long time, about 20-ish, 23, 25 years ago. And one of the first memories I have is doing yard work at the monastery. We were assigned to these various groups. So those of you that know the monastery and know it well, or know, some of my stories from my time at the monastery, we were a silent order. It was a tradition of Zen where we didn't look at each other, we didn't talk to each other, we didn't socialize, we didn't know who was a used car salesman, we didn't know who was a pastor, we didn't know who was, what would you call me? An influencer, an emotional resilience influencer. We didn't know people's background unless something came up in like a spiritual guidance workshop group thing, but we didn't socialize with each other. And so for work periods at the monastery, we did, of course, meditation. We ate meals together. We had a schedule throughout the day. We did service work. And we did work around the monastery. So sometimes you'd clean up the yard. Sometimes you'd, cut the vegetables for dinner. And I was assigned to do like groundskeeping yard work one time. And we were told in our work assignments, we would get written notes. We were told in our work assignment to go to the garden shed and wait there for a senior monk, someone who had lived there, much, much longer than I had, and, who had lived there full time, and wait for that person at the garden shed. And they would come and give you your, rakes. Can you tell I don't do much yard work to this day? You wait for your implements. And we're all standing around silently, looking at the ground, following our breath, being meditative, not looking at each other. And the monk comes. You can hear the footsteps on the path. The monk comes, has the key, puts the key into the door, up to the door handle, lock, and it won't go in. Wrong key. The monk comes with the key in hand, puts it up to the lock in the door of the shed, the garden shed with the rakes. And no go. No go. Incorrect key. And what happened next changed my life forever. This monk withdrew the key, from the area of the lock, withdrew the incorrect key, looked at it, turned around, disappeared, came back with the correct key, put that key into the lock, turned it, and opened the shed. Mind blown. Mind blown. What I witnessed, what I project I witnessed, we never talked to each other, so I don't know what was going on for this person, but what I witnessed was zero self-hate. Zero apologizing for one's existence. Zero moment having anything to do with a caveat, sorry I exist. So we were standing around, and what I witnessed was this monk had nothing to say. No, sorry I did this. Sorry I existed. Sorry I inconvenienced you. Sorry I'm here. Sorry I'm me. Sorry I screwed up. Zero. Completely absent. And that will stick in my mind for the rest of my life. Are you in the correct position? The rest of my life. That'll stay with me. And story number 2 from the monastery is a bit of a downer. I hope you're ready. Because it was also early in my time at the monastery, and it was 3 a.m, and I was having SI thoughts. I was in my hermitage at the monastery, hermitage. It's like a little hut. We lived, one by one by ourselves. And I was in my little cabin, and again, 3 a.m, and the familiar voices. You shouldn't be here. Nobody likes you. You're a burden. You're a bad person. And I realized I had never sat with that voice. I had never been present with, I had spent my entire life running from that voice and never sat with it. And I mean meditative sat with it. So I left my little cabin in the woods and walked to the meditation hall at the monastery. In the very center of the property was this big grand building where we would sit facing the wall and meditate. And in the meditation hall was a lamp. And the lamp was kept lit for just such an occasion, for when you really needed to meditate at 3 a.m. And I went in and sat down, and by lamplight, I sat facing the wall, and the lamp was behind me, and I could see my shadow dancing around on the wall. And I heard that evil voice as clear as day, and I heard how small it was. It was yelling, for sure. It was loud, but it was powerless, not powerful. And I watched it. You're terrible. I hate you. No one likes you. You shouldn't be here anymore. And then I began to hear a very still, small voice that was powerful. Thank you. I love you. I'm glad you're here. And I knew from that moment, through spiritual practice, through the work I do on the internet, through everything that happens, that I have any control over whatsoever, that I wanted to devote my entire life to that good voice. And that is why I work as an emotional resilience strategist, and why I help people to conquer and get over that voice, to abandon, to change their dynamic, to change their relationship with that voice. If my work speaks to you, if these stories spoke to you today, know that you are not broken. You are not alone. That nasty, mean voice in your head does not have to rule your entire life. I have a free newsletter where I tell you how amazing you are. just this finger. I just type with this finger the newsletter. I tell you how amazing you are. And I remind you to keep your attention here, to keep your attention on your own emotional strength and resilience. And I teach you to love yourself again. You deserve kindness. And if you are able to focus inward, I swear you will find it. Take very good care and be good to each other.